Hi, I'm E.D. Lewis, and welcome back to my channel, E.D. Lewis Reviews, and we're back with another double tag video to catch up on some of these tag videos that I need to be catching up on due to Halloween putting me behind on everything. So we're working on catch up. So we've got two new tags, and these are both kind of connected in a way because they both deal with music. So I think I have all these answered, or at least answered to my best of my abilities. Let's get started. So the first one is the Rock on Metal song book tag, and it was created by Nicole's Bookish Nook, and I was tagged by Chris at Chris Reviews, so thank you, Chris, for tagging me. And there are 10 prompts. So let's get started. Number 1 is Bodies by Drowning Pool. What book has the highest body count that you've read? Okay, I'm not really sure, actually. So I'm going to go with the book that I'm reading at the time that I'm doing this video, and that is One Girl in All the World by Kendare Blake. It just came out recently, and January, and it's not all people. Some of them are monsters and demons are part of the body count, so it's had quite a large body count. I'm about halfway through at the time that I'm doing this video, so we're gonna count it. So that's my answer. And number 2 is Peace Sells by Megadeth. What's your favorite book that wraps up in a non-lasting peace after a war or rebellion? This one, unfortunately, I don't have an answer for, because I can't really think of any books that I've read that have a war or rebellion in them that then ends in a non-lasting peace. So I'm afraid I don't have an answer, and I'm sorry for that. I guess we'll just move on to number 3, and I do apologize for that. I just can't think of one. Number 3 is The Kids Aren't Alright by The Offspring. The most moving book you've read as a child or teen that got you through hard times. Okay, now this book that I'm going to say, I didn't read it in my teens because it didn't come out in my teens. It came out actually when I was in college. But I read it around at that time, and I wish it had, because I feel like it would have helped me quite a bit, actually, and that is Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, and it is my favorite book, actually. So, yeah, this one would have really helped me, and, I mean, I feel like it kind of helped me even, like, maybe it healed some wounds or something, you know, kind of an after healing, or an after help from harder and difficult periods in my life, so I'm going to go with that book. Number 4, Runaway Train by Soul Asylum. Your favorite or least favorite book that deals with running away or leaving a bad home? Well, I couldn't quite think of anything right away, so I came up with Dark Shadows, Angelique's Descent by Lara Parker. Because, I mean, the character of Angelique does end up running away from her father's plantation, actually a couple times, really, after all the things that happen there, and there's some pretty bad stuff that happens there, and that's not at the end of the book, that's maybe around the middle or so, but, yeah, that's it's got a couple running away, and that is a bad home for sure. So that'd be Angelique's Descent. Number 5 is Everywhere by Fleetwood Mac. What's the most whimsical book you've ever read? I'm not sure if this is really whimsical or not, but I'm going with Red, White, and Royal Blue, because it had a lot of funny moments, and it was just a cute, beautiful, romantic, and funny book. It really was great. And it was a very feel-good book, too. Number 6 is Thunderstruck by AC/DC. A book that left you struck speechless in a good or bad way. I'm actually going to go with a short story that I recently read, and that's Berenice by Edgar Allan Poe, because if you saw my review on this, you definitely know it left me quite speechless, because it was kind of a shocking story, especially for Edgar Allan Poe and the time period, so yeah, definitely Berenice. Number 7, Living Dead Girl by Rob Zombie. Your favorite book about the undead? Usually for me, and it seems like a lot of times in fiction when they say the undead, they're usually referring to vampires, and living dead usually as zombies. And but I mean the song "Zombies" related. I have not really read any books with zombies. Maybe one, and those were questionable if they were zombies or not. But I'm not going to go with that one. I'm actually going to go with the vampire book, and that is Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice, because it's definitely one of my favorite books. And with the Vampire Chronicles, I mean, there's another book that could vie for favorite. Well, really a few books so far of what I've read that could vie for favorites out of that series, but definitely Interview with the Vampire. Number 8 is Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Your favorite or least favorite book that has multiple point of views, POVs, and I'm going to go with a fairly recent release that came out last year, actually, and was one of my favorite books of last year, and that was Code Red by R. St. Clair, BookTube's very own Regina at Regina's Haunted Library. That book had had at least a few different POVs, but it was excellent, so do check it out. And do check out her channel, too. Number 9 is Possum Kingdom by the Toadies. Your favorite book set in Texas or around a pond? I don't really know many books that take place around ponds, but I do know a couple that take place in Texas, and one of my favorites is Midnight Crossroad by Charlaine Harris. It is the first book in the Midnight Texas series, and it deals with a supernatural Southern Gothic murder mystery about a girl that's mysteriously murdered in this town after a psychic named Manfred shows up, and so he helps to investigate and figure out what's going on. So that would be my Texas answer. And then number 10 is Hey Man, Nice Shot by Filter. A book, fiction or nonfiction, that handles suicide in an appropriate way, not glamorizing or romanticizing it. I don't think this book definitely doesn't glamorize it, and I don't know if it really romanticizes it anyway. At least I don't think so. There is a suicide in the book The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner, and that's the only thing I could really think of, which is an excellent book. It's a rather challenging book to read, but excellent nonetheless. So that wraps up this one. If you are interested in doing this tag, please feel free to do so. I tag anybody and everybody, and it's kind of a fun tag. The next one's fun too, and also deals with music, so we'll get to it right now. Let me flip through my pages. Okay, so this next one is the song tag. It was created by Book Songs and Other Magic, and I was tagged by Bad as Rad 2, so thank you, Bad as Rad. And this one has 8 prompts. I think I have answers to all these anyway, so let's get started. Number 1 is Name a Song That Always Makes You Happy. Thriller by Michael Jackson, because I mean, I think as soon as that one starts, I get a big old grin on my face. So, yeah, and that definitely takes me back to high school too. So, number 2 is Name a Song That's a Great Fit for when you're in a pensive mood. Ooh, this one I actually don't have an answer for. I'm sorry, I forgot to tick it on my little checkbox here. Probably the song My Blood by 21 Pilots. Actually, a lot of 21 Pilots songs kind of are great great fits for when I'm in a pensive mood, because they're very thought-provoking songs. and they deal with some very deep subject matter, and also that band really helped me through some dark times, actually. So, great band, do check them out. At number 3, name a song that changed your taste in music. Probably Heathens by 21 Pilots, because before that I was mostly listening to classic rock and stuff like that. And that song kind of changed because then I started listening to more alternative and pop punk music. I still listen, of course, to the others, but it changed what I listened to. Number 4, name a recent song that you've just discovered and loved. I haven't listened to any recent songs, actually, not by choice anyway, and there hasn't. I mean, there was one that was fairly recent, but I'm not necessarily a fan of it. I don't have much of a thought on it, so I don't have an answer for this one. I'm so sorry. But who knows? That might change after this tag. You know, who knows? I might hear a recent song and be like, I wish I had done that one. But oh well. Yeah, can't always win. Number 5, name 3 bands or artists that you love. 21 Pilots, Alice Cooper, and Paul McCartney and Wings. I could name more than that, but it said 3, so those are the 3 that I thought of. 6, what instrument would you like to be able to play? I mean, I've wanted to play guitar before, but I don't see it happening. I did have one, but I didn't grasp it. I also didn't actually fully take the time to do so too. Also, I think I needed like an actual instructor to help me with that. And piano is something I always was kind of interested in, but I don't know if I could move my fingers like that. But those are some instruments that, I would like to, have at least some skill in playing anyway. 7, name a fiction book with music at the center of the narrative. I'm going with Music of the Night by Angela J. Ford that I recently read because music plays a huge part in that book. Basically from beginning to end, the music is almost like another character in the book, really. Number 8 is tag some people, so I'm tagging Nymeria, Pax Panic, and the Book Buds. So if you guys would like to do this tag, or even the first tag, please feel free. You don't have to, but you are tagged, and yeah, so that's the video with the 2 tags. I hope everybody's having a great March and staying safe and staying spooky, and I'll see you all next time with an all-new video. Until next time.